Ja, hallo, hier ist Michael Adams von der Vancouver Resource Investment Conference. Mein zweiter Termin heute am Sonntag ist mit Ken von Ucore. Ich hatte ja das letzte Video, glaube ich, mit Ucore hatten wir gemacht zur PDAC letztes Jahr, und zwar mit dem Jim McKenzie. Da kamen gerade die bombastischen News zur MRT-Technology raus, und ja, seitdem habe ich nicht allzu viele News bezüglich dieser Technologie gehört, und deswegen freue ich mich, dass jetzt Ken Zeit hat, um mit mir da noch ein bisschen drüber zu sprechen. So, I'm here with Ucore's Ken Collison at the PDAC. We're not at the PDAC. We're at the Vancouver Resource Investment Conference, Cambridge. Yeah, last time I was talking to Jim, that was at the PDAC. So Ucore is trading on the TSX Venture, and the symbol is UCU, and it's also trading on the German markets. And the last time I did an interview with Jim when Ucore released some fantastic results on the MRT, right? You had these 99.999 whatever percent, and you had the legends, and which are now called Super League, right? So a lot of is going on, and so I'm happy that you can give me an update. So thanks for taking the time. Right?
Thank you very much.
So tell me, the news on MRT dried down a little bit, but I'm pretty sure that internally you did a lot of work on developing this MRT. So what's new?
Yeah, this is where we're spending a lot of our time now. We're building a pilot plant. It'll be ready at the end of February. We're producing a pregnant solution from Bocan ore right now, and that's what we'll use to take the kinks out of the pilot plant and then run it for a couple of weeks to produce the various rare earths. And along with that, we've been contacting a lot of companies, not just in the rare earth space, and a lot of companies have been contacting us because this technology is good for quite a large number of metals, not just rare earths.
Right. Yeah. And I think one of the reasons that you are building this pilot plant is that you can test the various materials. Is that right?
Yeah, it's being built with what I call snap-in, snap-out columns. So say we got a brine from a lithium deposit. We could take out some columns, replace the rare earth superligands in it with a superlig for lithium, and then reprogram the programmable logic controller and run the lithium brine through those columns. So if a potential lithium producer or a lithium producer came to us, we could take them to Utah and show it actually producing lithium from his solutions.
Okay, so correct me if I'm misled, but my feeling is, I'm monitoring Ucore for the last 3 or 4 years, I think, yes, that with this MRT technology, which to me is a breakthrough in the in the space, in this area, and the market last year gave you some credit for it, in an appreciation in the stock price, but my feeling is that the market doesn't get the impact this technology has on the whole industry. Is that something which you have the same feeling or a similar feeling?
Yeah, I've worked in this business for over 40 years, and the mining industry hadn't heard about it, basically. It's used a lot in platinum palladium in Africa, but it's never really been brought to North America or other countries. They have some in Japan, some in China. And so what we've been doing is getting out, and having worked in the business 40 years, you know a lot of mining companies, you know what they're doing. We've been getting out and talking to them and getting them interested in the whole technology and what it could do for them. And so we've had a lot of contacts, people contacting us contacting them, and starting to get their solutions so we can test them out in the lab and show them what we can do. But one of the reasons I'm still working is because I think this could really revolutionize the mining industry. But the mining industry doesn't change quickly. One of my favorite.
Unfortunately, sometimes.
Yeah, unfortunately, and they pay the price for it. One of my favorite sayings is, "It's easy to get innovative ideas into a person's mind, but it's hard to get the old ideas out."
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And it's
but some minds I think you have reached, because I was talking to an institutional investor who invested into Ucore, and I think he did a kind of a licensing deal, whatever the parameters were. And there was also a second investor who put a bunch of money into the company as, I think, a convertible, but now he converted into shares. So this also shows that he's very much keen on the share price, right? And let's talk talk a little bit about the share price. So there was this little bump in March. Since then, it's kind of not doing bad considering the markets, but hey, still not trading at a buck, right? So what do you think that the market is looking for or waiting for before you will get the development in the share price, which I think Ucore deserves?
Well, I think there's a couple things. One is certainly on the rare earth side. If once they, heavy rare earth metal prices are starting to go up a bit, and they've kind of plateaued. And I think when people see the metal prices go up on the rare earth side, we'll get a credit for that. The other thing is, I think when we're getting out and explaining MRT to people, and more people get to understand it, get to understand that it's been scaled up 40 odd times from the lab, so it's a proven technology that works in the mining industry, and once more people understand that, we'll get a lot of credit for that as well. And then get a system in somewheres, whether it's in northern Saskatchewan in the uranium mines or wherever, recovering various metals, then they'll really have a belief. And the pilot plant.
Right, and I know that there has been some, let's say, games of thought, that you might spin out the MRT technology into a different company. The reason is that, as you said, as a resource company, you don't really get credit for an attached technology. While if let's say you're a technology company with an attached resource, you probably could go to a different stock exchange as your main exchange and get higher valuations, just like an idea, which I think you guys already considered.
Yeah, that's one of the ideas we're floating around now. Whether it ever happens or not, I can't really say. But that's when you see sort of a mining technology company. That's obviously the first question you ask.
Right. Yeah, because I get more and more the feeling that people don't see you as a mining company, even if the Boken is a really great project, right, which could stand on its own, as proven by on this investment from the state of Alaska and whatever you did, right? But I think that more and more people are seeing you as a technology company. But talking about the project, so what's new on the project? What are you working on? What can investors expect in 2016 as a development on the project?
What we're doing now is continuing to collect our baseline data so that when the time comes to apply for our permit, we'll have a well-documented baseline data for the site, and that you've got to have at least 2 years of that. And so that's about what's going on in the project right now, is we're collecting the environmental baseline data.
Which is really important. It's kind of boring, I guess, to the investor, but it's just important to move the company forward.
It is, because you've got to know what's there before you come, so that when you're there, you can show people that you really haven't changed anything.
So the news flow that the investor could expect is probably more from the MRT over the next couple of months. Yeah,
like I think, when we complete construction of the pilot plant, that'll be big news. When we start to run Boken solutions through it and are producing saleable rare earths, that's going to be big news. That type of thing is, I think, what you're going to hear in the near future. Okay, taking a best guess, I guess you're going to release that around the PDAC date. No, you don't need to comment on that. Yeah, I can't comment on that. Okay, thanks, Kyle, for the update. Thank you.